Hi, everybody. Old Dynamite, the maniacal maestro of the microphone, here with you one more time as we're gearing up for AKA 31, the event of the summer here in the southern region, right here in beautiful Louisiana at the Paragon Casino. Standing next to me is one half of our big main event. He's known by his friends, family, fighters, and fans as the Pitbull. Here is Christopher Anthony. Chris, how you feeling, my man?
Feeling great. Feeling great. How you doing?
Now, Chris, I know you're always locked, cocked, and ready to rock for action. I mean, you walk around an absolute physical specimen with your training, your regimen, and now it seems like you have really found a solid home in Triad Martial Arts Academy of Ruston. I've seen you a little more confident, and I've seen you a little more relaxed and happy about where you are than I've seen in a long time. What has that done with you being with the Triad family?
Basically, it gave me a consistent team to train with, and since we were at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu of Ruston. That was my first consistent team, but Coach, Jared Baker had to leave and take care of his family. So, it's just that consistent team to train with those big bodies to push around and push me around when I need that extra push.
Outstanding. Now, Chris, there's not many that can boast a record as heavy as yours. I mean, well over 20 professional fights. You've been in there with the best. You've been around for a while. But now you're stepping in there tonight with somebody very similar. He's got well over 20 professional fights as well. Y'all have both been running this circuit for a long time. Both of you absolute world-class athletes. How does that feel knowing you're not stepping in there with an up-and-comer looking to make a name for himself? You're stepping in there with a wily veteran just like you.
It's actually good. Man, Kalvin, he's a real tough opponent, man. Short, stocky, strong. I'm always going up against, grapplers pretty much, which, I'm used to it now. Man, I just got to make sure, I stay patient, pick my shots like I normally do, and, hopefully I get that finish.
Outstanding. So plenty of your team members coming out to support you here tonight at AKA 31. Anybody want to give a shout-out to?
Triad Martial Arts Academy of Ruston, my old team at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Ruston. Big shout out to Coach Joe at Evolution Fighting System. I got to keep it real, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for this big main event here at AKA 31. Two of the top-tier athletes in the entire southern United States of America will step inside the AKA cage and go head-to-head, toe-to-toe, and man-to-man right here at the Paragon Casino in Marksville, Louisiana. Standing next to me is the other half of that stellar main event here, ladies and gentlemen. The names on the marquee. The reason we're all coming tonight is to check out these two fantastic fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, from right here in the Pineville region, hot boy, Kalvin Hackney. Kalvin, how are you feeling tonight, man?
Amazing, the best I've ever felt, Elder. God is great, brother.
So, Kalvin, you do a fantastic job. You are quite the professional. Record of 20 wins, only 6 defeats, a world-class athlete, and alligator wrestling, catfish catching, jiu-jitsu training. You do it all. How does it feel knowing that you've got some students that you train that look up to you? You are the role model. How does it feel to be fighting on the same card as some of them tonight?
Amazing, man. Amazing. It's going to be great to know them in my fight shorts, coaching my guys at the same time. We talked about that. I've never seen it before. So I feel great about it, man. Man, God is great. He sent me the right people at the right times, and now we're here. And now we're going to give us our best. We trained hard, and we worked hard. We put in the work. It's all about work. That also makes you confident. When I'm walking to that cage now, I don't have to worry about, did I train enough? Did I push? I know I did. And all my guys did the same thing. We're ready to go. And we just want to give all the glory to God because we're entertaining him tonight.
Well, amen. Now, Kalvin, you and Chris are kind of in a unique situation for you guys. It's not often you get in the cage with somebody that has a record as big as you, as many professional fights as you do. How does that make you feel going in knowing you're with somebody who's been around as long as you have?
Great. It feels outstanding, man. We got a lot in common. I'm a big fan of Chris. I've been watching Chris for a long, long time. He's a great friend to me. His coach a great friend to me. I fought his coach a few years like Josh Lee, man. It's great, man. I'm going to tell you what, everybody I've ever fought is my brother now. I can call these guys up today, say, man, I need something. They got me. Same things for Chris, man. Guys, we're going to go in there and put on a show, and that's what this is about. It's not about the animosity and I hate you. I love the guy that I'm training, but it's not going to stop me from doing what I train to do, just like it's not going to stop him from doing what he trained to do. Guys are entertainers. I'm here to entertain you. I want you to jump up. I want you to scream. I want you to yell. And regardless of how it happened, I want you to be entertained. The win is great, but the entertainment is everything.
I couldn't have said it better myself, ladies and gentlemen. Old Kalvin Hackney's going to get up on the good foot and do the bad thing here tonight at AKA 31 and our big main event. Don't miss it. The fists are going to fly. It's going to be a fantastic show here at the Paragon Casino.
The crowd is as fired up as I am.
All right, gentlemen, this is the main event. We've been through the rules in the back. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch him up if you want.
Bobby Wambacher in there for this main event. Dynamite, you better get out of the way. There's going to be an explosion in here. Chris Anthony, Kalvin Hackney, here we go.
Both these guys have abs on top of their abs.
Probably the oldest fighters and the best in shape of all the fighters.
100%. Kalvin Hackney comes out and starts with a low kick, no setup, big looping right hand from Chris Anthony.
Hey, old man strength is a thing.
100. I always thought that Kalvin had an unorthodox striking style, big straight right hand from Chris Anthony.
I'm definitely thinking if I'm Kalvin Hackney, I want to close the distance and get in there. And sometimes the best way to do that is with big unorthodox strikes, because it kind of freezes your opponent for a second.
Sure. Kind of spray some bullets at him, see if you can close the distance. Kalvin needs to be careful with this low kick without setting it up. I think Chris Anthony,
Yeah,
he'll make an adjustment.
For sure. Chris Anthony,
big
as
elbow.
calm and measured as ever.
I always thought that Chris had a great skill set. Even though his record's upside down, he's a little bit of an older guy, but he's always been relatively well-rounded, extremely athletic, and difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I'm definitely liking the long punches from him. The to the body was nice. Whether connected or not, he's going to find a home for it eventually. And against a shorter opponent, that's kind of what you want to do. You want to throw those long strikes out there, make him think twice about coming in. And that's got to be Hackney's game plan to get in.
I think Chris needs to put some combinations together. He's kind of 1-2 shotting at a time. I think if he puts 3-4 together, he might have a little more success. Sometimes when he throws that second strike, it's awfully close, and I just think maybe putting another 1 or 2 together.
And switched into a southpaw position. I don't know if Hackney's picked up on it. He's still kind of circling into the same direction, but into the southpaw power.
Almost circled into a high kick there.
Big kick.
Well, Chris is so much longer here in this fight, and he's really using it to his advantage.
And you know, Chris has always, I think he's even fought at or at middleweight a little bit, but this is truly his weight class. Whereas Kalvin, if I'm not mistaken, when he was more competitive, he was a 55er. That's a big left hook that shakes Chris Anthony, and now Kalvin Hackney feeling a little more confidence, tries to weight himself in. Chris doing a great job by answering with double underhooks. It's going to be hard for my guy Kalvin Hackney to score with double underhooks.
I definitely wasn't expecting, Chris Anthony to win in that wrestling exchange, just coming into this fight. So he did a great job there. Defending that.
A lot of credit to Triad as well. They've been putting a lot of work in over there. Two minutes remaining in this opening round.
I gotta say though, even though Chris Anthony's had good moments, it's that one left hook that really got his attention.
The punctuation in this round for sure.
It's the biggest thing that's happened yet, and there again, Kalvin Hackney lands another. Kalvin's got to be careful just throwing that naked low kick like that. One punch, just a faint jab, something to get him on his heels so that kick can land more effective. Big kick from Chris Anthony, and that one dug in deep. If he can find a couple more opportunities like that.
Some unorthodox punches there from Chris Anthony.
Not sure what that was. Looked like a backhand, yeah. Backhand, that's a tennis maneuver.
Yeah, there you go.
Some feints there from Chris Anthony.
Chris Anthony going to the body, just trying a little something different and having success with it.
Finding some cheeky angles so far.
And switching stances a whole lot more than I've seen him do in the past.
Chris is playing some real head games out there right now, too. He kind of slapped him a second ago. Now he's, he's doing some interesting things out there.
He's got to be careful. Chris needs to just bring his hands close to his face so that hook would skip off of his defense instead of reaching out for it. That's why it's landed on him a couple of times. He is the taller fighter, though, so I understand. Oh, big high kick.
Good stuff from Chris.
Kind of skimmed off of him.
But he's setting everything up with these fakes, and they're kind of unorthodox fakes even.
Nice
Once
little
again,
hook from Hackney.
Once again, got caught with that left hook, kind of extending his arms when Kalvin Hackney.
Big takedown from Hackney right into mount. This is definitely where he wants to be, but he only has about 10 seconds to really work. If Anthony can weather the storm, we can see a round number 2. See at the very end of the round, so be interested to see how they score that one.
A little recency bias.
Yeah.
Let's see if Kalvin gains some confidence from that and tries to find his way into the grappling exchange a little earlier. Then you can really see Kalvin Hackney, he likes that left hook. He's had some success with it.
It's a sneaky left hook. He kind of like rolls into it, lunges into it, and he's on top of Anthony before he realizes it.
It's honestly a great punch to set up a level change. Short left hook. I know my range is a little closer rather than if I land a big long cross, I'm that far away, whereas if I land a short hook, I'm right there, a level change away from getting to your hips and scoring.
I like the 1-2 through Anthony. I kind of wish he would straighten up his right hand instead of throwing the looping punch.
Agreed.
Because that jab is really, keeping his opponent at bay.
It's the right hook of Chris Anthony's.
Nice body kick, but Anthony catches it and doesn't quite, he ends up on top but doesn't quite secure it for very long.
This is a scrap in these positions. Kalvin's pretty competent. He's just so compact on the mat.
Yeah, that leverage, right? So
that
much
we
lower
talked
down.
about earlier. Being the shorter fighter really helps you in these wrestling exchanges, but Anthony is definitely defending well. He's not out of the game, Able to reverse position. Has a good underhook here. And it's nice to see how Anthony has evolved. He's been a little bit more active recently on the MMA scene. We know him as a striker, but his wrestling and jiu-jitsu has come together,
See how these guys are pummeling in these positions earlier when I was talking about? That's kind of what was missing from the heavyweight fight between Mac Truck Sullivan is just the understanding and the wherewithal.
Anthony and just gets that under in just enough time to keep Hackney from taking him to the ground.
Because Hackney was about to get a little outside trip there. It looked good, but Chris Anthony, good job grabbing his underhook, squaring up, staying balanced.
These two guys kind of stuck in a stalemate at the moment here, going back and forth.
Well, sometimes this is what high-level fighting looks like. I think everybody wants it to be some crazy, chaotic fight, but both these guys are pretty seasoned. They're trying to set things up.
Yeah, the fair weather fans like the chaos, but some of us that are, really into the sport, we like to see those good technical exchanges, and that's what Anthony needs to do. He needs to keep Hackney from taking him down. We know that that's his game plan, Hackney's game plan, and if he can keep him from doing that and stay at distance to kind of pick his opponent apart as the longer fighter, it's a good game plan for him, even if it's not exciting.
Well, you keep talking about that naked low kick. He threw one right there, and then he ate a right hand afterwards. So,
see there again, Chris extends that right hand, and I think he should add on to it. Good underhook. Chris Anthony not wanting to give up the takedown. Just kind of palms him back, a little stiff arm for his troubles.
He's kind of reading that left hook from Hackney a little bit better and stepping off and firing his own long punches off of it, making it a little bit harder for Hackney to secure that takedown.
Nice straight right hand to the body for Chris Anthony. Sharp jab from Chris Anthony. Just needs more of that. Double it up, triple it up. A little more volume.
Oh,
big right
nice.
hand.
Yeah, he's starting to find a home for his punches a little bit more. Hackney having a little trouble finding, getting close enough to land his own punches without eating some of those straight shots from Anthony.
Kalvin getting close with that left hook. Nice punches from Chris Anthony.
Hackney winding up for the big shots.
Getting
each and every
desperate,
time.
but Anthony was able to turn it around. Nice frame here.
Good knees from the front.
I have to say that I think that round goes to Chris Anthony. He did a good job keeping Hackney at bay. Hackney rushed in for the takedown. He had his defenses up, was able to reverse position, and he definitely landed the better strikes and the stand-up exchanges there.
Agreed.
What a great fight, though, to this point. Super close. One thing that I'm interested in moving forward, 4-year layoff for Hackney. Where's the gas tank at in this third and final round? Obviously, he looks like he's in incredible shape.
Yeah.
But we'll find out. Chris Anthony, we know he's always active, especially here lately.
I was going to say, sometimes those big muscles need a lot more oxygen, but they both have big muscles. So.
Kalvin looks great, though, for a 4-year layoff. I mean, and the action's not always super high pace, so both of these guys can kind of reserve a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, for a long layoff, we're going into the third round. Both guys look like they're pretty fresh. 43, 42 years old, geez. Good golly. I wish, I hope.
Most of your 43-year-olds will not last us 10 seconds in this cage.
Well, an incredible night of fights has come down to these final 5 minutes.
Anthony kind of shadowing punches out there. Not a fan of it.
There's no telling how the judges scored round one. Definitely feel like round two was Anthony's, but both fighters have got to be thinking that they need to put a punctuation mark on this fight.
That was a strong left hook that Hackney kind of opened up there with, and it really got Chris Anthony's attention. But again, it's the volume. It's like, okay, we land one, it's a big shot, but let's land more than one.
Chris Anthony ready for it.
That was a good level change attempt by...
It was, and he set it up with the strike, but Anthony was ready for it. Good
Chris Anthony
defense by him.
stonewalled him.
Yeah, I'd like to see more volume from Anthony, but I understand the hesitation. When you have somebody coming in trying to take you down.
Hackney's powerful too.
Yeah, you don't want to throw so many strikes that you get caught off guard with a takedown attempt.
Right there, Chris Anthony. He threw a looping right hand and then he threw it straight. It's a good read. It's Hooks around the shoulder, jab straight down the pipe.
Switches south.
Giving a little bit of a level change.
Yeah, keeping his opponent guessing. He's definitely looked like this sharper striker here tonight.
Goes to the body there, not bad.
About 3 minutes left.
Chris Anthony giving them some little level change feints there too. Kalvin not worried about it though.
One thing Chris has done a little bit better is going to the body more. He's landed more of the body shots through these first.
Good low kick, beautiful. Set it up with a little slapping left hook. Then Chris Anthony tries to get it back. Nobody home.
I'm going to say that if Hackney wants to change the course of this fight, he's got to get inside. As I say that, Chris Anthony takes his back.
Chris Anthony going for the full Nelson. It defeated Goku.
Halfway point of round 3.
Good head position here from Chris Anthony. Kind of flips up a head kick there too. Kalvin Hackney wades in with a big overhand right. Underhook by Chris Anthony.
Not sure if that was the best move. I think his knee would have served him a little bit better there at close distance.
Agreed.
If I was Chris Anthony, I would be looking to separate here. I mean, not that he's not doing a good job pinning Hackney against the cage, but this is Hackney's wheelhouse. Don't give him the opportunity to change the fight. You're winning handedly out in the open.
Chris Anthony, though, great game plan here by him and his team. I mean, they've really fought a pretty good fight for the most part, avoiding the grappling exchanges. You saw Kalvin early when he was a little fresher, able to score.
Now he has double underhooks.
Yep, this is good for Kalvin. Oh. But Chris just big. Chris Anthony just big and strong and physical, because that was a good moment by Kalvin Hackney. But I think there you see the difference in the weight classes.
Definitely landing some devastating strikes from back mount here.
Chris going for it here too. Kalvin kind of looking for a little Kimura trap technique, but not ideal for the position that we're in. Chris uses that opportunity to pass Kalvin's guard and is now in side position with an underhook. This is tough.
Nice arm staple.
Arm trapped, yeah.
Able to land some good strikes.
And Kalvin's literally just trying to bench press Chris Anthony off of him. Gonna be tough to do from this spot.
If anybody can do it, it might be Kalvin
Yeah,
Hackney,
for sure.
Inside the final 60 seconds, Chris Anthony starting to impose his will at the end of this 3rd round.
Definitely been the more decisive round, or the most decisive round for Anthony. I would like for him to be able to get a finish here, but Hackney is so tough. It's going to be hard with 32 seconds left, but definitely looking like the last 2 rounds go to Chris Anthony if nothing changes here.
Those short elbows, got about 5 or 6 of them to land.
Hey, nice work though by Kalvin.
Nice.
No quitting this
man.
man.
Himself here if he plays his cards right, but man, Anthony, I'm really impressed with this takedown defense.
Absolutely.
He's done a great job there. 10 seconds left.
So our main event goes the distance at AKA 31, 15 full minutes. Kalvin Hackney and Chris Anthony. Great fight between these two, the two veterans of this fight card, and I mean, they really both show their full skill set and a stalemate for a lot of this fight.
Impressive work by Kalvin Hackney coming off a 4-year layoff. Still coming out here and being competitive with a guy like Chris Anthony. And I know Chris has an upside-down record, but I think he just demonstrated. Dude's got a full skill set. Sometimes things just don't go your way in this sport. It's fighting. It's tough like that. But both of these guys are capable. That was a great fight. Good competition. Good matchmaking overall. 42-year-old versus a 43-year-old. It was great stuff. Kalvin Hackney had a good moment there. Almost won this takedown, but Chris Anthony just a little too strong, a little too physical. I believe that Chris Anthony's a true welterweight, whereas Kalvin Hackney is coming up to welterweight.
Definitely impressed with Chris Anthony tonight. He must have known that Hackney was going to try to close the distance as a shorter fighter, and he was on top of his takedown of the defense. He dominated out in the open as the fight progressed. He did a really good job here tonight. But both guys put on a great performance.
Chris Anthony's getting better at 43 years of age. I mean, some of these guys, maybe they're fighting, they're like, using the old skills. Chris Anthony's got new skills, and he keeps showing us each and every time here at AKA.
This guy's incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for both of these fantastic warriors? They left it all in the cage here tonight. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to stay with us and enjoy the Paragon. Come to the after party at Club Mazaz. But here we go. After 3 rounds of hooking and jabbing, scooping and slamming, hanging and banging, we are going to the judges' scorecard. Ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges have seen this bout the same way. Therefore, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, fighting in the blue corner, the Pitbull, Chris Anthony.
The bad man is here.
Well, you can tell that one felt good for Chris Anthony as he lets out some emotion, gets a victory over Kalvin Hackney. There's probably some rivalry there to a degree, you know, 2 of the vets of the game, and Chris Anthony comes away with the win. Victoria?
Congratulations. I'm really impressed with how your game has evolved so much over the years. What stood out to me was your takedown defense. Did you prepare extra hard, knowing that Hackney is such a wheelhouse, a good wrestler, but you just, every time he came in, you were there with the defense, with the underhooks, trying to turn it around. Explain some of your training getting prepared for this fight.
Man, to be honest, I gotta credit my takedown defense to Van Stewart. He fought tonight. Leonard Ventress and Gunner. They're so big, man. Everybody in the gym is bigger than me. So I had to really dig deep in those hard training sessions. Coach Josh, he pushed me. Basically the whole team at Triad Martial Arts Academy. I gotta credit this win to all those guys. And I wanna wish my daughters, Kaylee and Kyrie, who just had a birthday on the 23rd of this month. I want to wish them a happy birthday again. Daddy loves you. And I talked to my daughter, Kyrie, before the fight. She said, Daddy, go get that win. So I couldn't disappoint her.
Well, I'm so glad you were able to get that win for them. Happy birthday to them. You must be so proud of your teammates, and I know you're proud of your gym. You put on an excellent performance here tonight.
It's all him. Josh Lee, man, my good friend, training partner. I credit this win to him as well, man. Michaela Lee, man, just the whole Triad squad, man. We work hard, and y'all seen that tonight. And I didn't want to disappoint none of them.
Well, you definitely didn't disappoint here tonight. You put on an excellent performance. Congratulations. One more time, you guys give it up for your winner, Chris the Pitbull Anthony.
Miss Amber, I want another shot at that belt, baby. I'm back. Let's go.
You heard the man.